Hi, this is an extension fitness exercise instruction video about how to do a barbell squat. So for this movement, there's a few important safety considerations. First of all, you want to set these safety pins at a level where it's just below the lowest point to which you'll squat. So if you're lowering the weight down, you want to be able to get the bar safely onto these safety pins, and so they can't be too much lower than your lowest point. They shouldn't be too high so that they interfere with your range of motion. When you are going to unrack the bar from the hooks here, you're going to position both of your feet directly under the bar. And after you've unracked the bar by standing directionally up straight, you take a couple of steps back and you're ready to start the squat. When you're racking the bar, you're going to walk it forwards and make sure the bar contacts both of these posts before you start to slide the bar down back into the hooks, and it's like this. Okay, so safety points there. Use the safety arms at the right height. Stand directionally underneath the bar before you unrack it, and make sure you strike both of the posts before you lower the weight into the hooks when you're finishing the movement. Okay, so to perform this movement, the first thing you want to do is figure out where your feet are going to be. So there's no correct answer. There's a lot of variation. Different people are going to find they're comfortable with a different stance position. The things you can vary are having your feet wider or narrower, or your toes a little bit out or a little bit in. So a good starting point is to have your ankles underneath your knees, underneath your hips, maybe toes slightly out, and just experiment over time to find what works for you. Right, so let me just demonstrate the movement, and then I'll talk you through some more things you need to be aware of as you do it. Alright, so you've figured out where your feet are going to be. Next thing to figure out is where your hands are going to be. So you can use the rings on the bars as a kind of a landmark so you can remember where your hands were. You want to position your hands so that it's going to provide you with side-to-side stabilisation. So you'll be able to control the bar side to side. You want to also have your hands close enough in that they provide a bit of forward pressure and some pushing force between your hands onto the barbell, onto your back. That's going to keep it in place. So that's the trade-off there between side-to-side stability and forwards pressure. In terms of positioning positioning the bar on you, you want to make sure it's symmetrical, so that this rough piece in the middle here is going to line up with the just below the base of your neck, and so that the bar is resting just above the bony prominences on your shoulder blades. So you're going to position your hands on the bar and the bar on your back, so that it's in a symmetrical alignment, side to side. Then before you start the movement, you need to take a big breath in, send the air down deep into your lungs towards your abdomen, and hold your breath. So you're going to breathe in, hold, and as you lower the weight and raise the weight, you maintain that breath hold. So breathe in and hold, lower, raise, exhale, and before the next rep starts, breathe in and hold. This is more important for heavier weights than for lighter weights. For lighter weights, if you can lift with good technique and you feel that you're have good control and good spinal rigidity, you can breathe out on the way up. So we've talked about where your hands go, where the bar goes on you. Breathe before you start the movement. Another thing to consider is the how low you will squat down to. So the powerlifting standard, which I like to train clients to, is to get the thighs parallel to the ground or a little bit lower. So that means the crease of your hip, you descend below the level of your knees. So for me, it's about here. You won't necessarily be able to do that at first, but just work with whatever range of motion you have initially that you can do confidently and safely, and then as time progresses and you develop strength and skill, we will be able to get to the full depth. Another consideration is, I'm drawing a mental blank, sorry. Okay, yeah, so another consideration is keeping balance over your foot. So you don't want to be having your weight shift too far forward onto your toes or back onto your heels. Ideally, you'd have your weight centered over the middle of your foot as the bar comes down and comes up, and you'll feel your weight shift around, and that's completely normal. It's very, very common for beginner lifters to have their weight too much onto their toes, and you just have to learn to lift up your chest a little, maybe bring your eyesight up a little, and to bring your weight back. Where to position your eyes as you do the squat is another thing to consider. You want to have you can use where you're looking to change the way you're balancing the weight to shift the weight forward or to shift it backwards. So if you want to shift the weight backwards, you lift your eyes up. If you want to shift the weight forward, you lower your eyes down. So there's a bit of an info download on you guys, but I hope that's going to be useful for you and give you lots of good information for how you can do a barbell squat. Happy squatting.